You know, you're giving me a chance to repeat the ultimate election cliche, which is it's all going to come down to turnout. Blayne Alexander, thanks so much. Mark, let's talk about turning red states blue. Texas, Georgia, Arizona. Democrats are very hopeful, but there are other Democrats that are nervous and maybe would rather see those Democrats spending, those key people like President Obama spending time in Pennsylvania, a state that they need to win back. What's your assessment of this as somebody who's long covered presidential campaigns?
Well, I remember Hillary Clinton being with her in Arizona the last week before the 2016 campaign and wondering why she wasn't in Pennsylvania. But I think the Biden campaign has done an excellent job of keeping their eyes on the prize, keeping the candidate focused in those states where he needs to get to 270 and putting out surrogates like Obama in Georgia and Harris in Texas. That makes sense. And, you know, sometimes it's good to go to a state where you haven't been and where you've been in other states 20 times. But Biden's in the right place today. Pennsylvania is key. Now, if you'd asked me or any other political strategist back in February, what's the worst possible scenario for the president? I would say nominate a guy who's a centrist, pragmatic Democrat, who, by the way, also is from Pennsylvania, which is the key to the crown jewel of the Midwest to take back this thing from Donald Trump. 2, there'd be a global pandemic. 3, the president would get that virus. 4, in the last week of the campaign, he'd be campaigning in swing states where the headlines in every single state is that virus is spiking. That's a pretty tough headwind for the president running for re-election to be running into.
Mark, we're also seeing legal challenges in states that have allowed early voting having to do with mail-in ballots, but also drop boxes or drive-through voting. For instance, what's going on in Texas right now. And I know another judge is looking at the drive-through votes in Texas, talking about, I think it's around more than 100,000 votes that were dropped off through a drive-through. Republicans don't want them counted. They want them tossed out. It's a lot to legally challenge voters who cast a ballot and essentially disenfranchise them.
It's absolutely outrageous, Katie. The only real fraud in American politics right now is the notion of election fraud. It just doesn't happen. The president put together his own commission with the best people he could find. They spent a year trying to find fraud. It disbanded because they couldn't find any. Colorado's done mail-in ballots for 7 years. 16 million votes have been cast. The Conservative Heritage Foundation examined those to try and find fraud. They found 9 cases. It just does not happen. And the Republicans are sending out the message that the only way they can win is by having fewer people votes, and that's not a good message for democracy or Republicans.
It's not a good message for anybody. You want more people to vote. You have better representation in this country if more people participate. It's what we are founded on. We did it imperfectly in the beginning, but we're supposed to be in a better place in 2020 than we were hundreds of years ago. Mark McKinnon, thank you so much. We appreciate all of your time and your expertise.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.